I just wanted to make this video real quick because I was hit with the spirit just now, coming to some realizations and all that, and I wanted to share it. I'm gonna title this the power of three because the significance of three really hit me, and that's what happened when I was looking at my other video when I was talking about modalities, and if you're into astrology and all of that, you can watch that. I'm gonna make a video talking about the dimensions and stuff like that, going further in what I'm about to talk about. So just watch this and keep some of the stuff I have in mind, even if you don't fully understand it and stuff like that once I start talking about the dimensions. But for the most part, the significance of three, I think you'll understand that. First and foremost, in astrology, just like in the real world, and just like in the esoteric world, everything things take shapes and forms in threes. So in astrology, you have cardinal, fixed, and mutable. These are the types or shapes and forms elements take. So you will have cardinal earth, fixed earth, mutable earth. And this relates to the cardinal earth would be Capricorn, fixed earth would be Taurus, mutable earth would be Virgo, and so on for all of the zodiacs and for all of the elements. Within science, you have gas, solid, and liquid, which is the same thing, but on a lower frequency. And then on a higher frequency on that, you have frequency, vibration, and energy. Frequency relating to like thought forms and all of that, and then vibration really into like emotion, and then energy is what's dense, is related to physicality, body, mind, and spirit. Everything takes forms within these three shapes, just within different octaves. And you have to, and I realize this because first and foremost, you have to understand that there are only nine dimensions, only nine. So when they're talking about the multiverse and multi-dimension and shit like that, shoot, and some other reality, or when you go outside of the being that we live in, and the other perceptions, or wider perceptions, when you get into that, or to other worlds or other beings, gigantic, being constellational beings, to the worlds and shit that they create. Maybe there would be more than nine dimensions because there would be more than nine numbers, more than nine vibrations. But you have to understand there's only nine numbers, just like how there's only nine dimensions. Because once you get to 10, it's just one with new space. 0. 11 is just 2. 12 is just 3. 13 is just 4. It all adds to the same vibration. And if what you don't believe me, look at music. There's only 7 notes. The first C, and then it goes up an octave, then it goes to C again, then it goes up an octave, and then it goes up an octave. That's how it works. This is how vibrations work. So this is where it's all coming from, where the significance of three, the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. And I'm gonna relate that all, or help you guys understand it. But I'm talking about the dimensions because in my other video I'll explain what each dimension means, but it goes in sets of 3. This is why Nikola Tesla and all of these other niggas and shit like that, why you would see the significance of 369, because those are the stages that the dimensions go within. So you have the 1, 2, 3 dimension. This would represent mutable, because these are the lower, denser forms of things. So it's highly influential, and depends upon everything that it's relating to. This is what we live in right now. These are the dimension that we live in right now. And then 4, 5, and 6. This is where you get into the constellations. 4 being representing your thoughts, and 5 being your emotions, and 6 being attention. These are the shapes and forms that the constellations that we look up at, that we see in the sky. Those beings that are interacting on that level, those are fixed. And that's why within this reality, it's so important for us to have a strong mentality, and for us to find our individuality, because once we get up into the realm where it's fixed, everybody's already strong, and their own interior influence is so strong that we will just get swept under the water because we're too used to in this realm of reality where it's all influence, when it all depends on how you relate to things. And that's exactly what mutable is in astrology. It's how you relate to things. It's relatability, versatility, and adaptability. Isn't that not what water is? Liquid. It's talking about. Isn't that not what vibration is? Isn't water only like relatable to what's holding it and stuff like that? Water being the most mixable thing. Versatility, and adaptability. So this is the realm that we live in. You can't even stand. You can't stand without the floor. You can't stand without the floor. So don't tell me that it's not about relatability and shit like that. That's all the first, second, and third dimension is. When you're a nut, you're in the first dimension. When you enter the egg, you're in the second dimension, and then you're birthed into the third dimension where you have a three dense body. Not saying that you can't tap into those other higher realms. We're still connected because we're still spirits, and that's where they come from those higher dimensions. But you were born, the body that you inhabit is the third dimension, and it all relates to relatability. First, and then the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, this is where you get where you're supposed to develop your strong mentality. This is why you're supposed to create a strong sense of self. This is relating to fixed. This is relating to solid. This is relating to when things get dense. This is how it works. And then what is it? Solid. So this is why it's important for us to develop such a strong mentality. And then once you get into the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension, this is the essence of things. This is cardinal. This is gas. This is the catalyst, how it all starts before things start taking shape and form. And it's interesting because in astrology and in science, like when we look at things from down here, that whole process seems backwards. Because when we look at things from over here, it starts, especially with astrology, it starts with cardinal, fixed, and then mutable. It initiates. First, it starts. The essence of things is what starts. You have to have the idea before you start putting it into practice or start bringing it down, really fixating on it. You have to have the idea, and then you start fixating on the idea. You start working it out, and then you start relating it to other things, and you start trying to bring it in reality, see how other people relate to it and shit like that. That's just how matter works on all levels of reality. It goes within that order. This is where you get the Holy Trinity. This is why 369 is so important, or why it's held so high. But so yeah, it goes cardinal, fixed, and then mutable. But take in how it's going backwards, because we're in the third dimension right now. We're trying to rise, right? So we start off in the mutable, going to fixed, and then moving on to cardinal. But little do we realize, people don't realize, thinking that we started off at one and then came here. But we're all spirits. We were started off in the essence, and then as we got lost as spirits, as we fell deeper down into density, we fell down all of this shit. So it's not really backwards. We're just traveling back up the path that we came. We came down cardinal, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, and then we're going back up mutable, fixed, cardinal. And this is where you get the Holy Trinity from. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, that's being fixated on something that you already live most of your life. You already know who you are, already have your sense of purpose. Son, mutable. You're adaptable. You're versatile. You're ready to see the world and let the world influence you so you can build your own character. The Holy Spirit, the essence, cardinal. The essence of where it comes down, the idea, the spark. This is the significance of 3. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. Solid, gas, or gas, solid, liquid. frequency, vibration, energy. I hope I explained that right, but I just caught the spirit. I had to explain all of that shit real quick. Peace out.